With the basic engine assembled, I noticed the two holes near either end of the cylinder head, and I wondered what these things were for. Checking the instruction sheet, it turns out this is where the two pieces of tubing marked G, which represent the spark plug wires, are supposed to be inserted. Box art backs this up, showing the tubing going right into the hole in the side of the cylinder head. This doesn't look like any motorcycle I've ever seen, and a picture of a real XS11 does indeed confirm that the spark plug wire does not go into a hole in the side of the cylinder head. I wanted to make this area of the model a little bit more realistic, and the first thing to address was plugging the holes. It's difficult to fill in sand in this area, so instead of trying to plug the hole with a piece of styrene rod or similar, instead I did a bit of a cheat and cut a piece of 015 styrene strip to fit into the square recess in the side of the cylinder head. This effectively plugged the hole, and the next step was to drill a new hole, 032 diameter, at a slight angle in the flat portion at the top of the finned area. 032 diameter matches the size of the shank of a bolt head casting, and this is glued in place at a slight angle to simulate the hex portion of the spark plug. Let that glue cure at least overnight to ensure it's thoroughly dry, then drill a 20 thou diameter hole in the center of the hex bolt head casting, and this will be where the spark plug wire itself is inserted. Plug wires are 20 thou diameter black wire, and the spark plug boots, or short sections, cut from the air hose material supplied in AMT's truck kits. Longer plug boots are for the outside spark plugs, and the shorter ones are for the plugs that come out at the top of the cylinder head. Here, the spark plug leads are set in place. These will of course be installed after final assembly when the engine's painted and ready to go into the finished model. A closer look at that picture of a real XS11 shows another minor detail that's easy to add to our model, and that's the clutch cable coming out of the side of the engine. The side view on Monogram's instruction sheet is a photograph of a real bike, and it also shows the clutch cable. This piece isn't included on the model itself though. To add this detail item, I started by drilling an 032 diameter hole in the top portion of the clutch housing. This was then increased in diameter using progressively larger drills until it was 1/16 inch diameter and could take a short piece of 1/16 aluminum tube glued into place to simulate the fitting at the end of the clutch cable. A larger diameter piece of black wire, approximately 030 of an inch, is used to simulate the clutch cable, and again this piece will be installed at final assembly and is just set in here for the picture. The last detail item added for this installment is a pair of 025 diameter styrene rivets to simulate fasteners on the side of the clutch housing. That's all the progress I have to report for now. Thanks for watching part 2. Moving forward, it's time to start putting the frame together to give this engine a place to be installed.